Good morning, everybody, or from wherever you're from. It may be afternoon or evening, whatever it is. Just wanted to come to you today to talk about little cars for a few minutes. Now, this book, it has variations and price guide. I bought this book back in 2010. So anything that's in this book, after, there's nothing in here after 2010, and anything that is in this book, the prices are probably going to be better than 2010. You know, most things go up, not down. So, as a reference book, it's really not that great. And I have a couple, 2 or 3 of these books, but none of them are up to date. But what I want to get at and what I want to talk about is collecting Hot Wheels and collecting anything for that matter. What I mean by that is, I don't care what that book says. I really don't. I don't care what that book says. These things, these little cars or whatever you collect are only worth what somebody's willing to pay. They're only worth what somebody is willing to pay. You may collect stamps. I'm sure there's stamps out there that are worth a lot of money. I wouldn't give you 2 cents for a stamp. I'm sure you may collect, I don't know, Beanie Babies. And for those of you who don't know what Beanie Babies are, then you're not old enough, sorry. But anyway, if you collect Beanie Babies, I wouldn't know the first thing about Beanie Babies and how much they are or what they're worth or nothing. So I wouldn't give you a slick nickel for a Beanie Baby. So what I'm getting at, our things are only worth what somebody will pay. You know, I showed you some of those prices in that guide. And if I didn't, I will be showing you. Just not sure where it's going to end up in the old video. But, you know, it may say in that book that something's worth 20 bucks. You're not going to pay 20 bucks for a car you could have bought at the store for $1. I'm probably not going to pay 20 bucks for a car that I could have bought at the store for $1. You know, and I collect them. It's just not going to happen. You know. However, you may find a Hot Wheel that you think is, you know, you may find it at a flea market. You may find it somewhere, and just because it's at a flea market doesn't necessarily make it old either. But what I'm saying is, if you were to find one, and you think it's, you know, it might be worth $5, well then to you it's worth $5. Whatever you're willing to pay is what the thing is worth. You can go on eBay, and I'll post some pictures of that. You can go on eBay and see where people are selling some of these Hot Wheels for crazy amounts of money, and they actually have bids on some of these. I wouldn't pay that for it. It's not worth that to me. I'm not going to do it. The majority of these little cars over the years, you could buy at the store, Walmart, Dollar Store, Dollar Tree, wherever, for $1, 88 cents, 90 cents. I'm not going to pay outrageous amounts. Have I paid more? Yes, I actually have. I have paid, and people have paid for presents or whatever for me more than $1 or whatever, $5, whatever. Yes, there are some cars that I would pay more money for. There are cars that book may say are only worth $1, or that eBay may say they're only worth $1 or $5, but for me, because of what the car means to me, whether it triggers some memory in my childhood or it's just a car or something that I like, or, you know, whatever the case may be, it may be worth $10. It may be worth $15 to me. You know, and I would pay that. There's not very many that are worth that to me, but I would pay that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that, get that off my chest, because people, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, I have family and friends who, you know, they'll say, oh, I seen this car at the store or what have you, and I almost got it for you, but I didn't know if you had it or if you wanted it. That doesn't matter. Just pick it up. It's $1. What's it matter? Doesn't matter. 9 times out of 10, if it's a real car, because I'm not into the fancy cars, or fancy, I meant fantasy cars. You know, Hot Wheels makes a lot of cars that are just for little kids that look like robots or spaceships or whatever. I'm not into that. But if they look like a normal car that you would see out here on the highway, or a car that, you know, has been in a movie or something like that, then 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna like it. If not, I'll find somebody who will. I'll put it in a box and hoard it like I have all my other ones. You know, that's just the way it is. That's how things go. I know I'm rambling, sorry. I'm good at that. So, I think I'm going to sit down over here and show you this Lazy Susan in a few minutes. It's a turntable, actually is what it is. That Kim got me. It's pretty neat for making videos and showing different things. But there was something else that I was going to tell you now, and I cannot remember what it was. I was going to try to explain to you how treasure hunts work and super treasure hunts work, but I think that may be too complicated for one video. I don't know. To try to shorten it, to see if you can understand it, Hot Wheels puts out so many cases per year. Let's say 12. Let's say there's case A, case B, case C. Let's say they put out 12 a year, 1 a month. Let's say that. Each letter, let's say it's case A, has 100 cars in it. I'm rounding up. I may be wrong. Each case, well, let's say every 15 cases has a special car in it called a treasure hunt. I know you collectors are going to get on there and say, no, those numbers are not right, and I get that. That's fine. I should have did my homework. So let's say every 5 cases. Okay, let's say every 3 cases. Yeah, okay, every 3 cases, there's a special car in there called a treasure hunt. Okay. So if it's only in every 3 cases, that means there's a lot of cases that stores get that do not have a treasure hunt. Now, for example, this is a treasure hunt. Not a very old one. This is a treasure hunt. You can tell from the sticker on the back of it. It's got a little flame logo, and also underneath the car, you can see those words up underneath there. It says that it's a very special car if you found this car. Okay. Now, used to, in the olden days, for example, this is a treasure hunt. It says it actually on the bottom, and it actually has a green stripe. If they had a green stripe, they were treasure hunts. However, the green stripe got to be where people were just going into the stores, finding every car that has a green stripe on it and scalping them, basically. So Hot Wheels decided to quit doing that and putting a little sticker on there, so it makes it a little harder for you to find. So if you're doing the math, that's every 3 cases, there's a special car in there called a treasure hunt. So they are rare, so that makes them worth a little bit more money. Now, let's say for every 10 cases, they have what they call a super treasure hunt. Let's say for every 10 cases, they have a super treasure hunt, and that super treasure hunt will be exactly the same. It will not have a green stripe on them anymore. I don't even know if the old ones had green stripes on them, but yeah, some of them did, I guess. But they will have a little bit different paint job. For example, it'll have like a metallic metal flake to it sometimes not. Then it will also have rubber tires, and it will be metal and rubber tires. For an example, this car is all metal, has a metal base, metal top, rubber wheels. Does not say super on it anywhere. I don't even think this one actually says treasure hunt on it anywhere. But it does, up underneath it, have the little sticker thing behind the car, the little gold symbol. So that is a super treasure hunt. This one, all metal, metal frame, rubber tires. This one's actually older. It actually says treasure hunt. But if you look, I paid 97 cents for it at the store. And you can go to eBay and it's probably going for 20 bucks or so. You know, I'm not a huge fan of that car. I wouldn't pay 20 bucks for that car. It is rare because it's only, like I said, in every 15 cases. And if you think about how many stores there are that sell Hot Wheels, that's a lot of cases. And it may be less than 50, it may be more than 15. It may be every 30 cases. I can't remember. I don't remember. I'm just telling you they're rare, okay? They're rare. But, you know, I might only actually, if I found that card, if you had that card and you were wanting to sell me that car, I'd give you $5 for it. Maybe 10. It's just, it doesn't mean that much to me. Now, if I was a scalper or, you know, a person that just goes on eBay trying to, you know, try to make money, yeah, you could give $10 or $15 and make $10 or $15, whatever, but that's just not what the collector's going to do. That's not what a collector's going to do. So my oldest son and my daughter-in-law, they went to a flea market. I'm not real sure where it was, some local little flea market, antique store, and they found a couple cars while they were out on their date, and they decided to pick up for me, and I'm going to show you those. They were, I want to say 96, yeah, 96 first editions. They were still in their packages, and they picked them up for me, which was great. I appreciate it, thank you. And I was going to show those to you. They picked those up for me over the weekend. They're nothing special, but they were 1996 and still in the package. I mean, hey, I'll show you why. If I can put them down here somewhere to where I get decent light. Check it out. $1.25, still in packages. Now that's pretty neat to find when they're still in the package, when they're pretty old. And this one's even neater because it's a Ferrari, and Hot Wheels lost the Ferrari license to another company, so Hot Wheels doesn't even make Ferraris anymore. So, you know, that's just going to make Ferraris worth less money, of course. But I'm not going to open these. I'm probably going to hang them on the wall. Probably find a spot somewhere here. Thinking about maybe putting some here, maybe up here. I don't know. I'm running out of wall space. But anyway, we're going to do something like that. Probably going to put them somewhere on the wall. I'm not going to open those, which comes to another point that I wanted to talk about with Hot Wheels. Some people, you know, they don't want to open their Hot Wheels. That's totally up to you. I don't care. You're not hurting my feelings whether you open them or not. I do both. If I find like those, you know, 1996, still in the package, probably not going to open them. If they fell out of their package right now, you know, packages get old and brittle, and if they fell out of their package, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. But I'm not going to play with my cars anyway. I just put them up for display, so I don't have to have them in a package. Are they worth more money in a package? That depends. I guess, yes, they are worth more money in a package, especially if they're older. But that goes back to something's only worth what somebody's willing to pay. You know, those cars that they bought me, that's a good price. I might have gave, I don't know, $3, $5 a piece for those. If I would have found them, I wouldn't have went any higher than that. However, you know, these are older. These are 80s models, and they're beat up. Some of them have some scratches on them. You know what I mean? This is the one that I showed you in the book, or if I haven't yet, I will. You know, it's worth some money. Probably worth more if it was in a package. But I'm not going to pay that much money for it if it was in the package. I would rather have these older cars out of the package to where I can actually look at them, remember them. You know, like I said, they are worth more money in a package. If you had these cars in packages, yes, of course they're worth more money. But I'm not going to give you that kind of money to when I could give you $5 for this, $3 for this. Absolutely, I'd give you $3 for that. Now, if you had it in a package and you wanted $100 for it, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not giving you $100 for some cardboard. Not happening. Just not happening. Okay, I think I'm going to sit down now and try to turn the turntable on and give you a look at some of these cars. Actually, I think there's just one. And maybe two, something like that. I don't know. It's probably going to be a short video today. We did finally get some rain last night, thank goodness. Not much, we didn't get as much as we needed, but at least it did rain a little bit and cooled it off. I have to go through this tote. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Need to straighten it up. You know, if you are, let me just say that too. If you are going to keep cars in plastic, if you're going to keep them in if you're going to keep them in the package, you're going to have to store them somewhere, which inevitably is going to be in totes. Now, there's no sense in keeping them in the cards, on the cards, if you put them in totes all, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? If you're going to put them in totes, you've got to lay them in there straight, lay them in there flat, so your cardboard don't get bent and tore up and all that kind of stuff. You know, don't just throw them in there willy-nilly, and that's what I got to do. I promise you, this tote was actually uniform. You know, they were all in there really good, but then I had to jump in there and try to find a couple cars to do a video on. So I mixed them all up, and now I've got to straighten them all up and put them back, or else the cardboard is going to get tore up. Not that the cardboard means much. These cars in this tote aren't any good. I shouldn't say they're not. They are good. I shouldn't say that. I bought them for a reason. I bought them to eventually put up or to do customs with, or are something. I bought them for a reason, and so I don't want them tore up unless I get ready to tear them up. But as you can see, they're in there all willy-nilly, and so I need to straighten those up and layer them and get them back the way they should be before they get tore up. So I will be back with hopefully the little turntable going to show you that. That's going to be neat. I think you'll like it. And then I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day, and I hope you do too. So we'll be right back. So this is the turntable that Kim bought me, and I think it's pretty neat. I may have to slow it down or the car is going to drive off, but I wanted to show you a little bit. I have been a huge, didn't realize it until they started putting it on several of these other cars, but I am a huge fan of this Gulf racing paint scheme livery. Yeah, I'm gonna have to slow it down. I may have it going too fast. And so I think I may start collecting as many cars as I can find with that paint scheme on them. I just kind of like that powder blue and orange. Kind of a classic race car thing. I have a few. I don't have many because I didn't realize that I liked them, but I do like these. Pretty cool. And now, of course, there's a fan blowing in the background. I have a Mustang 65. She picked this up for me at the store, and we're just going to crack it open. Put that on the table. It needs some things that we'll work on later. All right, I'm going to have to slow this thing down. Yeah, it needs some things. Like we need to paint the tail lights. We need to paint the tail lights. I'm not crazy about the wheels, but I mean, they do have an orange rim around them, and I guess that goes with the orange stripe, so I get it. But we need to paint the bumpers and the tail lights and headlights and do some detail work on them. And I'm not a huge Mustang fan, but hey, it's pretty neat, I thought. Like I said, I'm digging the powder blue paint scheme. It just needs some details, and we can do that. That's not very hard. Just tedious, but not very hard. So my collection of Gulf liveries are starting to grow. Now we'll look at this. Now she paid a little bit more for this. This is a Matchbox, super fast. Comes with the little matchbox actually, which is kind of neat. 1963 Chevy C10 pickup. And we're going to crack it open. We are going to crack it open. Pay no attention to the stuff going on in the background. The dogs running around and the fan blowing. And there you have it. That's what's neat about these super fast. They come with little match boxes that you can actually store your car in if you want to. Now I don't, but they do come with those. It's pretty neat. They probably charge you a little bit extra. I think this truck was actually like right at $5, $4 and something, I don't know. But it is all metal. Well, I said all metal. No, the base is plastic, but the frame or the actual casting itself is all metal, and it has a detailed engine in there. Isn't that something? Tires are rubber tires, so it's a little heavier than usual. And it needs a few little details too. Tail lights, I see it needs tail lights. I'd like to paint, I may paint the bed in the truck. I may make it have a wood type grain bed or something. It needs some headlights. But other than that, it's a pretty neat little casting. And it's definitely going on the wall. I really like this turntable. I wish somebody else would sit here and put cars on it and I could just watch them go round and around and put me to sleep. But I do like the turntable. Thank you, honey, for getting me my turntable. So I think we're going to have a short video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, and if you didn't, that's okay too. I think my table's unlevel. You know, it's this quality, boys. It's quality production. You can really tell the ones that have rubber wheels and the ones that don't. The ones that have plastic wheels, they will roll right off. The ones that have rubber wheels, they will stay. I've got to put my toys up. As bad as I hate to, I have to put my toys up and find something to do today. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you did learn something. And I'm going to get back and put my little cars up. Have a great day.